Joe, talk first to me about the deal that we've done with Britain in general. Everybody speaks highly of it. Does it live up to expectations?
Oh, it's an exciting time to be a New Zealand business exporting to the UK. We're on the cusp of a free trade agreement that's going to finally level the playing field for New Zealand businesses here. So it isn't across the line. We've still got to wait for the entry into force. But look, people describe it as a gold standard, and I'd have to agree. There's a lot of benefit in there for New Zealand businesses. And the team here at NZT are looking forward to working with them to extract as much value from that free trade agreement as we can.
Were we lucky that they brexited and therefore were looking to do business? Therefore, we got a good deal because of that?
Oh, look, Brexit has created a lot of complexity in the market, and with that complexity always comes opportunity. So, yeah, look, I haven't got a crystal ball. I couldn't foresee whether that, something would have changed with or without Brexit. But all I can say is that we're super excited about the entry into force of the free trade agreement, and the team at NZT are just can't wait to get on with the business of extracting the value from it.
Quick numbers: what's it worth? What will it be worth in 20 years' time?
In terms of the forecast, they're predicting about a $1 billion pickup in trade over time. And obviously that's across the board. So 97% of the products that New Zealand trades with the UK are going to have 0% duty from day one. And then all of the products that we trade with the UK will move to 100% over time.
So you see genuine growth?
We see genuine growth, and the areas that we see that growth, I guess the crown of the jewels has always been our food and beverage exporters, and they do benefit from the free trade agreement. And if I just give you some examples, so our wine exports to the UK, 470 million. We expect about a $7 million a pickup in trade based on 2022 numbers. But just to put it into context too, it's also the removal of some of the red tape for our wine industry. There's some complexities in there for them, especially around the way they make and produce wine that comes under the EU standards. So with the removal of those, it's going to simplify the manufacturing or the production of wine. And so that's, can only be a good thing for those wine exporters. NZTE, actually, we've got a program of work to boost the awareness of the amazing food and beverage products that we've got in the market. First one kicks off on the 10th of May. It's an e-commerce wine promotion with Waitrose, and then that moves on to our Made with Care campaign in September. So we're hugely, excited about boosting the awareness of food and beverage. But food and beverage are the winners, and I guess I'd just like to quick shout out, to our onion exporters. Under this free trade agreement, they're going to benefit 8% reduction on onion exports. Now, onions is the biggest vegetable export from New Zealand, and it's the Pukekohe growers, and it's those growers in Hawke's Bay that we feel super passionate about. It's not the big numbers, but it means a lot to those communities.
See, that's funny you should raise that. Why is it, and this is why they ration tomatoes here, why is it Britain doesn't grow more stuff, for God's sake? How hard is it to grow an onion?
Oh, look, it's not that difficult to grow an onion in Britain, but again, I guess the challenge is we all know it's about people and it's about knowledge. And I guess we talk about agriculture in Britain, they're going to have to go through some reforms in this market. So the subsidies are going to be removed, and they're replacing that with farmer grants. So just a quick update on that for your listeners. What that means is that farmers or industry can put applications for grants, and that's amazing for our agri-tech companies. So if we've got agri-tech solutions for the market, where it might be to improve sustainability offerings around onions, if we use that as the example, that are grown in the UK, then obviously those farmers in the UK can apply for those grants, and New Zealand companies are able to access some of that grant funding as well. So agri-tech is definitely one of those big growth opportunities that we see.
Have you seen Clarkson's farm?
I have seen Clarkson's farm, and I understand you're a fan, Mike.
I'm a massive fan. Why don't they, and here's a good example of it, why don't they understand that you just got to grow stuff and sell it to the world, and you don't need the government in your pocket the whole time?
I had a similar conversation actually with when I was my previous posting was in Vietnam, and we were talking over dinner. We were eating New Zealand lamb, and there were some British counterparts, and it was the same conversation. Why isn't there British lamb in other parts of the world? It's a good question. I don't have the answer. I can't really speak on behalf of the British trade team, but why not? And that's where I think the collaborative partnership between the UK and New Zealand, that's where we can really benefit. And I think, we talked about agri-tech, but all businesses, it really is a values-based, collaborative environment that we're trying to create here.
And just quickly, Ireland, given you're in charge of Ireland, where does that fit in, and is it a cluster given all that's gone on post-Brexit?
Ireland's definitely complicated, and especially with the EU free trade agreement as well. Look, there's upsides for Ireland, and there's also, I guess, downsides. And I guess the benefits and where we're really targeting into that Irish market again goes to agritech. But we've got some fantastic wine companies that are targeting the Irish market as well. So again, food and beverage, it isn't as big as our exports to the UK, but some may see it as a hub, I guess, especially to springboard into Europe. So again, when you have the option to set up an office or a regional hub, then Ireland potentially in the future could well benefit from the current situation.